welcome back to some more Netrunner here from San Francisco, the San Francisco Bay Area Netrunner channel. I have with me Mr. Andrew Cortez once again doing some commentary. How are you doing tonight, Andrew?
Hey, is this thing on? Oh, of course it is. It's fucking Netrunner. Let's do this.
Watch the language, sir. Watch the language.
Sure.
You're going to get my YouTube license revoked here.
Flippin'.
Going right into the games, we have Spark on the left. Whenever an advertisement, well, first time an advertisement is rezzed each turn, the runner loses a credit. Gotta love that. And Leela on the right. Every time an agenda is scored or stolen, a card goes back into hand from the corporation's play area. What do you think about this matchup?
So it's interesting because Spark subtracts credits from the runner. However, a count siphon is 0 to play for your health.
Oh, you know what though? Pop-up is an end the run in that situation.
Okay, you're right. Click for a credit and then a count siphon.
No, because then you res the advertisement and they lose the credit, don't you see? So the players here, we have John on the right playing Leela and myself on the left. This is from the finals of the Eudemonia Store Championship. This was a Kalagoda tournament from, I don't know, what was this, February probably?
That sounds right.
February, maybe like early February. I'll have to look up the date if I'm clever enough to do that. And so yeah, this is the finals. This is game 1 of the finals. So John is in the winner's bracket here on the right. So if he wins this game, that is it. And I will need to win 2 to win this tournament. And it looks like he took a mulligan, I think, if I noticed that right.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. And it was ice credit. Not the best opening for Spark. What do we want to see in Spark?
Well, you obviously want to see that hot product placement or some type of campaign advertisement asset so that you can disable the sure gamble for click 1, make them click for a credit, and then sure gamble.
Which, if you do that as Spark, you know you've basically already won the game.
Right. Oh, yeah, because it's a total moral defeat, and the other player just doesn't know what to do. Yep.
And often what I like to do is you do product placement on, let's say, R&D. You put an ice on HQ, and then you put the launch campaign on the remote. And then the runner starts the turn with 3 credits.
Yeah, they pretty much just have
beautiful.
to quit.
All right. So there's an advertisement res. He loses a credit. He pays 1 for the pop-up, and Desperado pays him back.
Right.
And he sees the Jackson. That is the Alt-Art Jackson from this very tournament.
Ayo.
And I think this was like the second store championship in the season, at least the second one that I was able to attend. There might have been one before this. You went to a lot of the store championships, right?
Yeah, I believe this was the 3rd or 4th in the Bay Area. I think it was the 3rd, but it may have been the 4th.
And what did you think that you were at this tournament, correct?
Yes, I was.
And what were you playing that day? What were you feeling about the meta on that event?
So I was playing Quetzal and Temple NEH with some spicy psychic fields, and I think as I recall, I got 5th, so I was just 1 outside of the bubble. And I think it just came down to strength of schedule and.
And it is tradition that every year, one store championship, you are the bubble boy.
And actually, I've been the bubble boy 3 times this year, so it's been great.
All right, well, you don't have to do that next year. So this is Jackson install. Oh, he didn't trash at Jackson. So drawing cards with Jackson. Oh, we saw an Astro get drawn, so that'll probably stick. And there was also what is that card? Architect. Yes, Architect has been very strong in Spark for me.
Yeah, totally.
Because what I find is missing with Spark is you're not NEH.
Yeah.
And you don't have that card draw. And people don't really expect Architect out of Spark in my experience. Like, it does trigger a lot. He's running Jackson, so let's get some nonsense back into R&D.
Yeah, and I think, I really like the Spark choice. I totally understand that it's not NEH, but I think it has a really nice advantage in a super Anarch heavy meta where Anarchs, when they have a low amount of credits and you're able to take them down just even a little bit lower, it's a huge impact to them because they don't have a lot of boost econ. They just kind of have like big things like liberated accounts, and they also don't necessarily need credits because they have Faust. But being able to ding them early can kind of slow their pace and kind of give you the advantage, which is really nice.
Yeah, and that was always the theory. Well, during I did Spark early on, like right at the start of the new year, a very different approach with Ash and city surveillance and all that fun stuff. So this is a much more lean and mean version of Spark. And what was my train of thought? Yes, the setup time that you mentioned, like runner setup times, is what this version of Spark is trying to attack. And it failed in the early game, but let's see what it can do once it starts drawing those advertisements.
Awesome.
Oh, no.
Okay, bounce it.
Siphon's a pretty big threat right here, although I think this would be his last click.
I think he's got one click and he's trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah. I don't know. Siphon is... I don't know that he knows what my deck is doing here, so he might not... Oh, I guess he didn't have a click.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That's fair. Yeah, especially with the whole econ taxing, you could very easily be on psychographics, which could be very scary if he had that fourth click, and so he may have just taken a credit or played an econ card that he had in his hand, if he had one.
All right. And so this is an interesting matchup in that we're both kind of undoing each other's work. He's gaining credits, I'm taking them away. I'm installing ice, he's taking the ice away. We're just like going back and forth.
Balancing act.
It's almost like a boxing match, right?
Yeah, totally. It's really funny.
Boxing match in card games.
Yeah, whenever I see Leela hit the table, just as I'm playing Corp, I kind of have two rules of... Rule number one, try and get 2 ice on each thing I'm trying to protect, aka HQ, R&D, and 1 remote. And then the other thing is when I install agendas, I just try and install advance or install advance, just to try and make sure that I have a click when I actually score the agenda so I can recover from Leela shenanigans.
And this buys you something too, like the weird advancement pattern. It means they really, like, okay, they know it's an agenda probably, but you can also defend agendas in remotes against criminals. But then they have to start wondering what agenda it is. Like, are you going to score a 3-point Beal? Is it global food? Is it, are you installed double advancing an NAPD just to prevent my Leela bounce from being impactful? Or, like, there's all these kind of questions that come into play. And then in the end, it's always just an Astra.
Oh, yeah, totally. And if you want to be super spicy, what you do is you take that concept and you just do it in something that makes no sense, like HB. And you just install double advance every card, and then they're super spooked.
And Turnpike on HQ. This is a weird one here. I mean, it's probably like I needed ice, right? But that was definitely impactful there. But now I'm worried about Siphon, so I think I'm gonna have to get that enforced pretty soon.
Yeah, Siphon is definitely still a threat for you, but at least with Turnpike, because at least as it stands right now, he's not breaking it, which means that he'd have to pay. I think Turnpike is trace 5 for a tag. Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct.
And having 3 tags to clear with Siphon, it means that he's got to do it on click 1 if he wants to clear tags, and it is 6 credits. That's not a small deal.
Yeah, then you're really losing out on Siphon. I'd love to get some remotes set up pretty soon. I have so much drip econ that's not coming out. That is really a problem right now.
Right.
Setting up remotes is really weird against Criminal. You either go like the super NEH I don't care mode, or if you have enough ice, you like spread yourself a little bit thin and just start putting frustrating ice over all your remotes.
Right.
How many ice was your NEH doing? Your Temple NEH?
I believe it was on 13, if I remember correctly. I think that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that for that type of deck, and I don't know everything your deck was doing, but I'd say that's a high amount of ice for that. I see that type of deck usually on like 8 ice.
Yeah, I think so. Something to consider also is 3 of them are special offer. So really that kind of function as an econ card. So
okay.
I mean you can really look at that as 10 if you want. I mean it is ice and it's very beneficial to me, but it's not preventing the runner from getting through.
Right. And that was a hostage for Katie Jones out. So yeah, and he's probably not going to want to go super tag me at this point with that Katie Jones dropping down.
Right.
Yeah, and the overall game plan here is against Criminal, like you can put a toll booth down and you can do like a weird never advance with Astros behind that, and SanSan is in the deck too. This was also pre-political operative, which is difficult to say, pre-political operative, and councilman. So we didn't have to worry about that in NBN land, which we kind of do now.
Right. Yeah, and it's really interesting, especially with your deck, with you having something like Architect, you could have a very interesting play of throwing that on a remote and constantly just installing something behind it. And with something like what John has, if he is only having fairies and not trying a special order or his permanent Sentry Breaker, that can really tax him and make him have hard decisions of, oh, do I go check again? It could just be a product placement or a pad or an agenda, etc. So
Yes. Just a little bit of tax combined with things like product placement make it really frustrating to check remotes against Spark.
Exactly.
Something that I think Spark, it's almost just a psychological effect. I don't know if there's any true math behind it or whatever, but it's impactful.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of that point where, like ETF has this great example of, they're on 5 points and they just install a card and take 2 credits. Is it a 2-point agenda? Is it another Eve campaign? Is it another Adonis campaign? Is it just Jackson? Is it just Ash? It's totally infuriating, and most of the time, especially if they're on 5 points, you have to go check, or else you just lose.
Yeah, and that's where you have to start making that tough choice of like, well, they're just trying to gain tempo here. The Corp reses ice once, and as Corp, you should take advantage of that. You should try and get the runner to go through ice you've resed to gain that tempo.
Totally.
And that means usually as a runner, like, you can't afford to run that stuff, and you have to just set up a big R&D play or whatever to try and win out before you have to make a really tough decision like that.
Right, and you can even kind of see this, obviously the ice on the remote isn't res, but like look at John's board, for example. He has 2 credits, but he has his long term of Katie, so in this situation, he doesn't have enough functional money to keep checking a remote. He's kind of saving up for one big run, whether it's on R&D or HQ or maybe multiple remote runs. But as is right now, he can't really afford to check a bunch of stuff. Oh, and we got a special offer, so again, you're already taxing him.
Yeah. So this I'm sure is the security testing. So he'll gain 2 effectively from that. I gain 5. Mm-hmm. I do like to keep security testing offline, so I'll want to drop another ice on archives as soon as possible. Ideally, a pop-up window. That is my favorite.
Totally, yeah.
Every deck I play has to have 3 pop-ups. It's just the best ice in the game.
It's good. It's good. I'll give you that.
It's any card that has the number 0 on it. We talk about this. Any card that has the number 0 on it, you should really look hard at that card.
0 or 15. That's it. Okay, we got an Archangel. Very interesting.
Oh, man.
Now this could be huge to get that Katie up.
Yeah, I think I have to pick Katie.
Oh, absolutely. With the
Desperado's tempting, but yeah.
I mean, it's 3
Katie's
credits,
the right pick.
and Katie is what? That's 2 to install and 6 on her. So you've taxed her. You've taxed him officially 3 clicks and a total of 8 credits.
Oh. Yeah, I think I probably made the wrong choice.
Okay.
And it's just a SanSan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably picked... That was probably the wrong choice. I don't know why. I feel like I was really... I mean, I didn't just miss Katie there. I just made that decision. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's fine, man.
I think it was just a mathematical error. Oh, he has Mongoose. Was that in Kalagoda? I feel like that was in Business First. I can't remember if it was in
Kalagoda,
right?
or the one right before it. It was in one of those 2.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll figure out what pack was actually released. But he has Mongoose. He's not running Mimic then. He's running the Goose.
Cool. There we go. Oh, that's rude. There we go. I like it.
So at 4 credits, that's fine. 4 credits with this board state. It's not bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Certainly slowed down the security testing. If he wants to get that up and going again, he has to get Desperado out.
Right. I mean, he's got to get Desperado out, but, I mean, then again, it's just 1 click, plus he's got 9 on KD, exactly right. So he can just take 9, do Desperado, get a security testing, and then maybe draw a card or something like that.
So I think he just did security testing 2nd click after KD.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. I think he probably wants to get Desperado down anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm misunderstanding what just happened. It looks like... I think that was click 3.
Yeah.
Oh. And he goes click 4. Oh, product placement. Gain Corp gains 2 credits, runner can pay 2 to trash, and it is an advertisement. I put that back into the deck almost before anything else on Jackson.
Yeah. That is super, super good.
It buys you so much just them knowing product placement is back in play. I don't know why, but people hate that card. They hate seeing that card.
Well, it's an all lose for the runner. There's no
yeah.
There's no win part. Just very annoying.
Well, now you could councilman it.
Mm-hmm.
Block that that credit loss.
This is the historic times, my friend.
So deciding we're gonna let the security testing go.
Yeah.
And he could trash the SanSan. It would be quite costly for him, but he did clear off Katie, so maybe he'll just go do that. Do you think that's worth doing at this point with the Astro scored?
With the Astro scored, I still think
Like,
so,
let's
because
figure out
if you get another Astro, then you absolutely don't need SanSan, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to think, like, right now, he's on 9. He's going to get a little bit more now.
Mm-hmm.
But at 9, he'd spend 5 of that to down 4, and we'd bounce the Desperado again. I mean, that's a pretty big tempo hit just to trash an Astro.
Sure.
And then he's not attacking my economy, so I'm not Resin Ice. I'm just getting my drip money. No, he is going to do it.
Yep.
So I think he did that on the Dirty Laundry run. That was good. Yeah, he didn't... Oh, and he just paid through... yeah, he paid for the... What's it called? The Archangel.
Wait, didn't he inside job it?
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
there
it
we
was
go.
Inside job.
job.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good play. Yeah, he didn't... He's still at 8. So that's good.
Right, yeah. That's fair. You got 2 launch campaigns. So is that 2 to trash or 3?
That's 2.
Okay.
One with
Desperado,
Desperado.
yeah.
I just realized, did we forget to do the Leela bounce on that score of the Astro?
No, I think he did.
Oh, okay.
I think
I didn't notice. What
I think it was the ice in front of HQ.
Oh, and that just got
Maybe,
reinstalled at some
yeah.
point. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Who cares?
I think John's usually pretty good about that trigger. I don't see him miss a trigger like that usually.
Right,
But...
those magic players.
Okay, so...
Oh, I missed a trigger, I lose. Okay, see ya.
Good game.
Cool, sweet. I love this game.
Yes, and John was a Magic player for a long time. He's still relatively new to the meta. He's only been playing since around January, but obviously has gained quite a bit of skill since then. Just playing a lot. I see him at every Netrunner event I go to.
Yeah, he knows, man. He's in it to win it.
Yes. And the goose is on the loose.
Heyo. Man, what a goose. So nice.
The goose fairy combo.
Now,
That'll go down in history as one of the great Netrunner combos.
Now, it's not a flock of geese, so I gotta ding him a little bit. But
you gotta dock him a point.
He could solve that problem, so I'm not gonna kick him off the table yet.
Do you think Mongoose would be any better if every copy of Mongoose you had installed counted as an agenda point scored for you?
It was funny that I was just thinking right before you said agenda point that you were gonna say agenda point.
Yeah, you.
So yeah.
I
mean, totally. I don't know. I think it'd be okay. I mean, really, you could just play notoriety and you get that anyway. So
you will find a way to fit notoriety into any deck,
and I'll make it work.
Okay, so I think did he just do security testing on archive?
Yes.
I'm trying to keep track of what's going on.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
And then you just got that hot pop up you were talking about there.
Yeah. So I think we did the Spark credit there at some point as well.
Yeah.
So that's great. I like that exchange a lot. Until they get John Masanori online, then it starts to turn against me.
Sure, of course. You know, what's really interesting to me is just looking from what I would do.
Ooh.
The snack, crackle, pop. The sneak
You do
door.
not... I mean, I don't know. You don't often see this in Leela. At least I don't think I've seen it a lot. He's sneak dooring in.
I don't know. I have to disagree with you there. I think I see sneak door all the time in Leela. Maybe that's just the Leela players I've played here in the Bay, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so he's spending a turn giving me money, but
Whatever.
hoping to get an agenda here.
Yeah.
So he sees the he might go in again. Oh no, I guess that was it. Yeah, because he saw the same card twice. He might have been trying to bounce whatever's, like, assuming he gets an agenda, he bounces what's behind the Archangel, hoping that's an agenda, and then he bounces something else, and he's at 6 points. So that'd be good.
Right. Wait, no.
But
John's
I don't think
John's at 2 points. He's got a Beal.
Yeah, let's say he
I see.
he
Oh,
thought I had an
theoretically,
agenda
right?
in
Okay,
hand, right?
sorry. Yeah. I got
Yeah,
you.
and then he's thinking that whatever's behind the Archangel might be... I'm speculating,
Sure.
but whatever is behind the Archangel might be an agenda, so instead of checking it, he's just going to sneak door in to go check it that way.
Right, okay. I totally get it. Yep. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
You got install.
Oh, I'm just installing something else. That was draw. This might have been... so eventually I put Anonymous Tip into this deck.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's a very good play. Because a lot of times, like, you just want to draw the annoyance cards like Pad Campaign, Product Placement, and something like either a Jackson Draw or Anonymous Tip. You get the things you want to install, and then you slam them down. Done. That's a great turn.
and also it acts as a soft fast track at times too. Like towards the end of the game, your density is good, and you just need to draw the agenda.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, I've won a couple games recently that way. So Anonymous Tip, I just have 2 of them in the deck. I took out 1 Hedge Fund and 1 Sweepsweek to fit them in.
And correct
But
me
I was
if
really happy with
if
it.
I'm wrong. Anonymous Tip has a 0 on it, as I recall.
It's 0. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you can make a real strong 0 deck with NBN.
Yeah, you can get pretty well. You could.
Shipment from SanSan.
Yeah. You could, if you want to really splurge, throw down a wraparound. If you're really unconfident in your deck building
No,
skills.
you have a Resistor in faction.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah, totally zeros. A paper wall if you want to
Okay.
import some hot neutrals. That's good.
I think I'm gonna look into this. I'll report back because you also have Jackson. There's a lot of good 0 cards here. So this is probably, let's see, in this remote that might be Product Placement and SanSan. It might be CVS. Sometimes I'll put CVS places like this. So sometimes I'll put CVS on R&D just to mess with criminals. Product Placement in the remote.
There we go. I don't know if maybe I'm trying to think about it now, but I don't think John has clicked Katie in 2 or 3 turns, which is really surprising to me because when you lay Katie down, if you don't spend a turn clicking it, a child dies or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know the full rules.
No, it's a child doesn't get its wings.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And you haven't seen a lot of children with wings because John is failing to click Katie.
Yeah. Oh, wait, did he just click? Oh, it was security testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did security testing through archives. Yeah, and he's not.
Doing the sneak door.
Not
Okay,
clicking
cool.
Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Sneak Door.
Snake
Okay.
door. Yeah.
Snake Door.
Snake door. Man, I thought he clicked for 2 credits, and I was gonna start crying.
No, I don't know exactly. Oh, maybe he. You know what I think happened? I think he security tested archives and then he ran
Okay.
Sneak Door.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And
We got it.
there's money
Katie
on
clicked.
Katie.
Thank God. Whew. It was close.
What is that card? What is that that he just dropped in the trash? Oh, is
that
that
is
Data
Data
Dealer?
Dealer, baby, for those news teams.
Yeah, Data Dealer.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's correctly identified that I'm not running news team.
Or Shiku. It was a toss-up.
What NVN deck would run Shiku over news team?
Oh, no, you just run both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Shiku is really expensive too, isn't it? Influence-wise?
Yeah, it's 4.
4, yeah. For some reason I knew that one was okay. And putting down something in that other remote.
Yeah.
That looks like a pad campaign. I think you saw a pad campaign earlier.
And that's actually the ultimate bluff play because you just smack down an agenda in that one. Oh yeah, this is a pad campaign. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Yeah, I do that a lot so that stops working after a while because people know that you do that. So I did that at at regionals. I did that to Chris McLennan where he saw something like a pad campaign and I naked installed an Astro when he was down to like 1 credit and I'm Spark and 90% of the time they don't run that and he ran it just because Chris McLennan knows that I do that kind of nonsense because
Right.
I've done that kind of nonsense to him before.
Yeah, and you got a sass mouth, so I mean that's kind of explains itself.
And he knows that. It's just like against someone I don't know, that play works 100% of the time. But
Right.
I hadn't played against Chris recently, and I should have just known that he knows that I do that kind of nonsense, and I should have next leveled.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, I'm really looking at that ice, huh? Hopefully, I think this is a total bait. Like, if I'm spending so much time looking at an ice that I just installed, I'm trying to bait you into a server.
Gosh, I don't know if I should rest this ice wall. It's long term. I don't know if I can afford it.
And you do it. Yeah. When he puts down the corroder, you like look at the ice, trying to make it look like wall static or whatever. Oh, just top deck the Astro.
Yeah. Okay.
So this Astro will get scored.
That's so good.
Yeah, he might. This can open up HQ to some Siphon, but I think I'm enough ahead on credits to not worry about that probably.
Are those 3 5s in your credit pool? Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I'm at 15 right now with 2 Astros scored. This makes the never advanced game super dangerous for John because 1 Beal or 1 global food down.
Again, that's what I was saying with when we were talking about the account siphon play earlier, and I think John just pointed to the upgrade because he may be worried about Crisium Grid, but I'm not sure if that's his choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get 2 Astros, SanSan is just a luxury. Like it's a complete backup plan. You don't need it. Who cares?
So okay, this is unfortunate. I hope we catch it. I think John pointed to the upgrade, and I didn't notice it, and I just kind of forgot.
Yeah.
So hopefully we catch that, because yeah, I don't think he bounced anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you had the ice on the. Yeah, he didn't bounce anything else. I don't think.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're good.
We got
cool.
it. He was pointing at the upgrade for some other reason, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can siphon me, but it doesn't really hurt that much. If he triple siphon now, that would be unfortunate. Because spoiler alert, but that is not Crisium.
Well, right. I mean, we know it's not Crisium, but
Right. Crisium, I need to get Crisium into that deck. I lost 2 times at regionals because of siphon spam.
yeah, I put 1 in my NEH deck just because I have team sponsorship. So I mean, the chances of it just keeping it on there is so high.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good include. But you also have that extra influence.
I have that extra influence, and I also have special offer, so I don't even necessarily need it because my favorite is just putting special offer in front of HQ, getting the money for it to be siphoned,
No.
and then scoring an agenda so that I can just put special offer back down.
I don't know if that works. That's interesting.
No, it does.
I don't know that that's good.
Oh no, completely works.
No, I get it, but like you're giving them 10 credits for an ice, right?
Well, I mean, I don't lose any money then because I'm saying if I have team sponsorship thrown down, then
Yeah.
like
Sure.
No.
It's good. You know the power of Crisium because you played a lot of criminal recently or in your past, and you played a lot of Wayland.
Yes, yeah.
There's the siphon. This is where things turn, right?
Right.
Because now he could even shut down that toll booth, and then R&D's wide open.
Right.
And he broke with the mongoose.
No, it was fairy. He trashed the fairy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is where things can turn. That being said, like at this point, you don't need that much to score. You have that pad campaign clicking up.
Right, and
You
again,
have the SanSan res.
he has no R&D multi-access, so at this point, all you need to do is draw an agenda, because you have SanSan on the board, and you have 2 Astro counters. So,
Yeah.
So you're not dead in the water yet.
Okay, so he didn't have shutdown. Shutdown, I think, what would have really turned the tide. So it's just a CVS down there, which he doesn't care about. Oh, I was running mid-season at this. I forgot about that.
I think he had 1, right?
Yeah, I did 1 mid-season, 2 Psycho. So he also has to work... I had 2 mid-season, 1 Psycho. So Psycho is a factor now, too, and with those tags.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a pretty solid way to get global food scored.
Right, and especially when you see Spark on the table, and you're criminal with account siphon. When you see Spark hit the table, you're probably not thinking Scorch, but you absolutely cannot guarantee that the opponent is running mid-seasons. So, it's something that really John should have been thinking about the whole game, just as, thinking what could he be playing against, and I'm sure he did.
Yeah, earlier on, I think that was a much bigger threat. He got the Beal really early, so I probably didn't have it or the credit advantage or whatever. But in the mid-game, I think he was picking up some accesses especially on those sneak door runs.
Yeah, he had low credits, and you had quite a bit of money, so...
Yeah, with just, like 20 credits or whatever.
All right.
But it didn't have midseason at that point or an agenda, so it didn't matter.
Totally.
He's looking good on money now, though. 24.
He needs that code gate breaker, though. If he wants to go to the R&D.
It's feeling... I have this feeling that Siphon is going to be coming back here. I don't know why that is, but Siphon's going to be making a comeback, which means NBN you got to do closed accounts or Crisium.
Well,
or
it's
both.
interesting. So John just installed Same Old Thing. So account Siphon can come back. But
let's see if I'm smart enough to trash it.
He has 2 tags, right? Exactly.
Yeah, I just drew the NAPD. I think
sweeps. That's okay. That's okay. Just because of your credit lead, or not lead, but credit base. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, instead of taking a credit, just trashing the same old thing, I think would have been better. It depends. Let's say there's another toll booth on HQ. That's probably going to be difficult to... Oh, no.
Oh.
Speaking of toll booth.
Ouch.
This is where you forget that Fem is a card, right?
Cortec. It's a classic, folks.
It's that double toll booth?
Mm-hmm.
Toll booth. Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay.
That's 4 for Mongoose, I think?
Yeah, I think it's 2 for strength, and no, wouldn't it be 3? Isn't it 2 for strength?
Oh
and
yeah,
1 to
3
break?
for Mongoose, two for strength, 1 to break. Yeah, that's good because it's 4 for Fem. Oh, product placement.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
So that's still pretty costly to get into. Oh, he gets global food.
Ooh.
Oh, and that would have been game too if you draw that right. Install double advance, 2 Astros win.
Yeah.
That was a huge score, so he gets to bounce something too. This is Leela right here. This is like I've played this game against John where I have this early advantage, everything's looking good, and then like one Siphon opens the door and it's just game over from there.
Well, especially with Leela, I mean, in the middle to late game, she can do so much with one access because she can bounce something. If she has gang sign, she can access cards. If she has HQ interface, she can access more cards, which can then trigger another agenda steal. Like, the compounding effects middle to late game are absolutely insane.
It looks like we're forgetting the Leela bounce again.
Triggers, man.
Right? Yeah. This happens a lot. Like, just commentating games. Leela has to be the most common mistrigger I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that.
I think it's that people are just so excited because they're like, oh man, I could pay 0 to account Siphon. Uh-oh.
No, I think you're onto something there, though. People are excited about scoring an agenda because it's the most exciting thing that happens in the game on either side. Like, it's just an event, and so it overshadows Leela.
Yeah. All right, so we got probably a Beal here, or maybe a third Astro. Oh,
NAPD.
NAPD. Oh, okay, there's the counter. Okay, got it. Cool. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. That's gonna be a spicy meatball there.
This is fine. Assuming he doesn't double Siphon, this is okay. But I'm giving him the money to go into R&D. That's what the problem with the Siphon is.
Sure, I mean, he needs what? It's 5 credits a run? Yeah, 3 for Architect, 1 to bypass, and 1 for pop-up. So
I'm surprised he didn't trash that product placement. Maybe we just forgot to do the product placement.
No, you definitely... you pointed to it. He did not trash it.
He decided not to. Yeah. I think that's usually always the wrong play. I see people do that sometimes. If you have the money, just trash the product placement.
Especially with the Rado, you just do it once, and then you're paying, 1 credit, so not a big deal.
Yeah. Looks like he's going into R&D again, I think? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just sees a special offer there, yeah. So, and he's not trashing it.
It's special offer.
So he's off the...
Dingus.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's not trashing the product.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense because he's already decided not to. He's in access mode. He's in, like, just get accesses.
Right.
Because I'm about to lose this game. And that's probably fair.
Yeah, so really your strategy at this point is you want to get your mandatory draw, hope that it was... Well, obviously it wouldn't be agenda because John is going to go see your mandatory draw card every time. You essentially have to draw the agenda and then hope you can hold on to it or slam it down and score it via SanSan and Astro.
Yes. I don't know how he was getting. He must have just been doing sneak door, and I think we were forgetting about the pop up there or something. Yeah, so I draw. I need to get more ice on R&D. I need to slow him down. If he's getting an R&D every turn, I need to draw past that somehow.
Because again, I think he's now had 2 turns where he doesn't click Katie, but he has 11 credits, so it's not necessarily a big deal. Ooh, just getting rid of the toll booth. Oh.
I know. Wow. Usually I don't do that. Usually I keep ice, but I think I was just deciding. This feels like one of those games that might come down to 1 credit.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, granted, you also have pad campaign, so that 1 credit difference doesn't necessarily matter in the fact that you're going to get another credit on your turn. But I mean, a credit's a credit, no matter how you look at it.
Man,
so
these resources are just going uncontested.
Yeah, he's got that John Macaroni. He's got that same old for a possible siphon, security testing. Oh, maybe that's why he's not. Oh, that's probably why he's not clicking Katie Duck, because he has tags. So if he invests some clicks into it, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, at this point, earlier on when we were talking about Katie, he was not tagged.
Totally.
So at this point, yeah. Right. There he goes, R&D again.
Well, that's where
another booth.
That's where the agendas are. Oh man, the spice at booth. Hot.
Yeah, people were also surprised by that. I think a lot of the NEH lists people were seeing did not run toll booth.
Yeah, I think it was the Anarch craze, so people were running Archangel or Little Engine.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that looks like that'll be game. I just top decked the deal.
Oh, slam it down, score it, bop it, twist it.
So that is game 1.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, it looked like things were starting to turn, but there was some sneak door money, there was some product placement money, and the pad campaign in the background just doing its thing.
Yeah. Killer.
Just slow. This is Corp Netrunner play during this whole season, was put 3 or 4 ice on R&D and wait out the criminal.
True that, homie.
But and Toll Booth is still really good against criminal. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Fem in criminal decks recently. It's obviously a really good include. I was surprised he was, like, the old criminal decks, they would do Fem with Data Sucker, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, they could do Fem with Data Sucker, but I think Data Sucker was more just a general choice. They weren't necessarily using it for Fem because, honestly, Fem with 3 fairies, that can get you pretty far, and especially if you're running a Count Siphon and Emergency Shutdown, which you're most likely are with Criminal. If the Corp Res is a big ice, just shut that bad boy down. Then you don't have to worry about it.
Shut it down. Forge Activation Order. Remember the good old days?
Oh, man. Whew. Oh, that first cycle gets me hot and bothered.
I remember when Fairy was released. That was like the 2nd or 3rd data pack in Netrunner, and that card broke my mind. It didn't make that and Emergency Shutdown might have come out in the same pack, or they were close.
Right.
And those 2 cards just it broke my understanding of the game.
Do you know why?
From that early on,
I figured it out.
Why it broke?
Yeah, because Fairy, it's got a 0 on it. Emergency Shutdown. Oh, weird. When I really think about it, it's got a 0 on it. Ayo.
Okay, so we do the criminal.
Criminal. How low can you go? Leela, you never trigger your ID. Fairy, Account Siphon, things like that, baby.
I love the 0 decks. We got to put those together.
Yep.
Okay. Any last comments on that game?
Nah, cool game. I like it. 2 jerk IDs of losing credits and bouncing cards, so I love to see it.
Yeah, just keep moving backwards in Netrunner. Just don't make any forward progress. Nobody.
Yeah, everyone. It's going to be a 1. Each person's going to have 1 click, and that's going to be the whole game. Coin flip.
50-50. 50-50 game.
Exactly.
Install. Next turn I'll advance. Next turn I'll advance.
Oh, weird. I win. Okay, see ya. Bye. I'm going to go play Magic now or something. Game of Thrones. Cool.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll have more up on the channel very soon. And thanks, Andrew, for commenting.
Yeah, totally, dude. Have fun, guys.
All right. See you later.